from one generation to another sa mga anak ni Abraham. And yung parties is God, Abraham, his physical descendants, and yung mga people of Israel. And the period, yung promise ng Panginoon kay Abraham is everlasting. Lalo yung sabi niya na you will be a blessing to many nations, and your seed will be the line of the Messiah. Yun siya yung everlasting promise ng Abrahamic covenant. And yung sign na binigay ng Panginoon is, of course, sabi natin, circumcision. So, meron kayong additional? Additional-less? Wala? Wala kayong ano? So, pupunta tayo sa, if you look in your handout, we will start sa the covenant of the law. Binasa niyo yan sa lunchtime? Hindi, wala kayong time. Sister Elsie, nagbasa ka kayo?
Nag-review ako sana sa exam ko.
Kanina? Mag-exam ka sana? Ganun ba?
Ay, hindi ko binasa.
How about Jet? Did you read anything? Anything that you're familiar with the covenant of the law? Or what we call the law that was given kay Moses? Familiar with any, ano?
Familiar po lang kami sa Ten Commandments.
Good, yeah. It's a principal, commandment sa Mosaic Covenant. So, it's good. Sige. We look at the covenant of the law. In your handout, it's found in Exodus 19, verse 3 to 7 ba yan? But for me, I said 3 to 8, so it's up to you. So if you have Bible, you can open it sa Exodus 19, verse 3 to 8. May Bible dito kung malaki yung Bible. Additional Bible dyan. Okay. Can somebody read it or Sister Anna, can you read it for us? Exodus chapter 3, verse chapter 19, verse 3 to 8.
Moses went up to God, and the Lord spoke to him from the mountain, that he will tell the house of Jacob and declare to the people of Israel, you yourself have seen what I did to Egypt, and how I lifted you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself.
Amen.
Continues pa.
Hanggang 8 nga, Sister Anna. Oo.
And now, if you will diligently listen to me and keep my covenant, then you will be my special possession out of all nations, for all the earth is mine. And you will be to me the kingdom of a priest and a holy nation. These are the words that you will speak to the Israelites. So Moses came and surrounded and summoned the elders of Israel. He said before them all these words that the Lord had commanded them and him. And all the people answered together, all that the Lord has commanded we will do. So Moses brought the words of the people back to the Lord.
Amen. Thank you, Lord, for your word. Amen. So, yan siya. This is the chapter. Mag-Tagalog ako. Hi, Brother Bill. You don't mind me speaking in Tagalog?
Nasaan ko ba?
Ito siya. Anyway, there's no foreign students here, so it should be fine. Love you. Anyway, this is the time where the Lord first spoke to first revealed yung ng contents ng Abrahamic Mosaic covenant. So just have a look at that. Yeah, we learned this one. We will learn this one again, the covenant making in the next. Sorry. Can I go back again before we go into here? Sorry. I just want to, if you look into our transparency, the heading of that is the genealogy of the two sons of Abraham, si Ismael at saka si Isaac. Di ba na-mention natin kaninang umaga, si Ismael had 12 sons, which is 12 princes according to their nation. Yun ang process, yung promise ng Hagaric covenant ito, yung kay Hagar. And the descendants of Ismael, just for curiosity, just to inform you, they dwelt east of Egypt and as far as Assyria. Ang Assyria is Syria at this present day age. So they are mostly in Egypt and then Assyria. And then si Isaac naman, kay Isaac had two children, Esau and Jacob. We did say na si Esau had his own, generation, and they are called the Edomites in the Bible. So the family of Edom, ganyan siya sa Bible. And then of course Jacob have 12 tribes and 12 children, and those are the 12 tribes of Israel. So the story was, I just want to tell you the story in there. I know you're familiar with it. I-review ko lang. So the 12 tribes of Israel, of course, it came, they lived and then came where Joseph was sold by his brother, di ba? You're familiar with the story, Jen? Yeah, was sold by his brothers and was carried to Egypt as a slave, di ba siya? Na-slave siya sa Egypt. And if you remember in Exodus, in Genesis 15, where God said to Abraham when he entered the covenant with Abraham that your generation will be in bondage. Your generation will be a slave of a country, and they will be persecuted for 400 years. Yun ang sabi niya. If you're interested, you can go to Genesis 15. But ang sabi doon ng is 400 years. But again, in Exodus 12, ang sabi niya doon, verse 40, all in all, ang stay ng mga Israel, the tribe of Israel in Egypt is 430 years. Minsan isipin, nung una kong nabasa, sabi ko parang hindi yata tama yung numbers. How come yung sabi ng Panginoon kay Abraham during sa Genesis 15 is 400 years, and then sabi ng Exodus 12 verse 40 is 430 years sila nag-stay sa Egypt. And then I studied, and the commentaries and the studies shows there that during the 30 years, that was the time where Joseph was in power, and the tribe of Israel were not in bondage. Hindi sila considered slaves. So we have to remember that Joseph became a prime minister of Egypt at that time. So after 30 years, there rose a king. Mayroong king na nag-rose up na hindi kilala si Joseph. If you read the thing in there, the story, there came a king that doesn't know Joseph, and then saw that the Israelites were outnumbering the Egyptians. So nagano siya na these people are becoming prosperous and nagiging marami sila. So what we will do, sabi niya sa Egyptian nation niya na we will give them more jobs to do and pressure them with jobs. They are slaves, they're created slaves. So what happens then after those many years, God, if you want to look in Exodus chapter 1, we'll go back again to Exodus chapter 1 if you have your Bible in there. So sa Exodus chapter 1 in verse 13, sabi ng Egyptian king, sabi niya, so the Egyptians made the children of Israel serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar. So para silang laborers, manual laborers. And the Egyptian king said to the Hebrew midwives that if a baby boy is delivered, then you have to kill it. Yun yung story ng ano. And if it's a baby girl, then you can make the baby girl alive, keep the baby girl. That was the time when the parents of Moses, you know the story of Moses, how he survived? Sister Elsie?
I remember when I was young.
Yeah, sige nga.
Dati nilagay na sila sa sa basket. Tapos tapos sa tubig. And then one of the princess of Egypt find that the boy and she adopted it.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
Moses is become a prince.
Yeah. That is Exodus chapter 2, ang sinabi ni Elsie in her own words. Diba? Yeah, that's sometimes we have to use our own understanding and but that's the story of it. Because the baby boys were being killed, the mother of Moses had wisdom, itago siya sa basket and then let it be, go along the river Nile. And then the good thing is yung kapatid niya, Moses has a sister, si Miriam, ginaid niya yung basket. He went with it. And then, nung nakita niya yung princess, sinabi niya na, nung nakita ng princess, sabi niya na, would you like to adopt this baby? So yung princess, alam niya na this is a Hebrew baby. Alam niya na Hebrew. And then, yung si sister niya, si Miriam, sabi niya na, I like the word. Sabi niya, shall I go? Sabi niya sa princess. Sa verse 7 ng Exodus chapter 1, chapter 2, sabi niya, shall I go and call a nurse for you? From the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for you. Yun ang sabi ng kapatid ni Moses. And of course, the princess said yes. And alam niyo kung sinong tinawag na nurse? Yung nanay ni Moses. So, so Miriam went and called her mother. So eventually Moses grew up, grew up and then eventually was brought to the Pharaoh's daughter and inadapt na siya ng Pharaoh. So Moses was educated as a prince. Nakita natin, no? So that's the story of that. So of course, after 430 years, I'll just give you the whole summary muna. Happened yung Exodus. Ito na yung Exodus means mag-exit sila, exiting. And in fulfillment sa plano ng Panginoon na ibigay niya yung land of Canaan. That's the